Have you ever seen a really long number and just thought, ugh, there has to be an easier way? Well, you're in luck. In this explainer, we're going to cover a super simple trick for taming those tricky numbers. Yep, we're talking about rounding. I mean, we've all been there, right? You see a number in a news or maybe in a textbook, and it has so many digits it's hard to even read, let alone remember. Well, there is a much easier way to handle them. And that easy way is a simple little tool called rounding. Think of it like this. You're just tidying up a number, making it way easier to work with while still keeping it pretty close to its original value. Today, we're going to add this powerful tool to your math toolbox. Okay, let's dive right in. Now, like any tool, rounding has its instructions. But the really great part is, it all comes down to one simple golden rule. Seriously, once you learn it, you'll be able to round any number you come across. The process is always the same, just 4 easy steps. First, you find your target. Second, you peek at its neighbor to the right. Third, you make a decision. And fourth, you clean everything up by turning the rest of the digits into zeros. That's it. And that third step, the decision-making part, that's the easiest part of all. It all comes down to this simple little rhyme. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. If you can remember that, you are all set. So here are the only 2 choices you have. If that neighbor digit is small, I'm talking at 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, your target number gets to rest. It just stays the same. But if that neighbor is a 5 or anything bigger, you raise the score by adding 1 to your target. So knowing the rule is great and all, but seeing it in action is how it really sticks. So let's get our hands dirty with a real number and walk through it together, step by step. All right, here's our mission. We've got this big ol' number, 142,692,458. And our target? We're going to round it to the nearest 100,000. Okay, step 1, find our place. We're looking for the 100,000s place. And there it is. The digit living in that spot is a 6. That's our target. Step 2, look next door. We're just peeking at the digit immediately to its right. And in this case, our neighbor is a 9. And now for step 3. The big decision. We ask ourselves, is our neighbor 9, 5, or more? Yes, it absolutely is. So we follow the rhyme. We raise the score. So raising the score just means we add 1 to our target digit. The 6 gets a little promotion and becomes a 7. Simple as that. And for our final step, the cleanup. Every single digit after our brand new 7 just becomes 0. And we're done. Our simple, clean, rounded number is 142,700,000. See? Not so scary. So we've got the rule down, but how flexible is this tool? Well, let's see what happens when we use it for different jobs, because sometimes you need to be a little more precise and sometimes less. Check this out. We're using the exact same number, but we're rounding it to different places. If we round to the nearest 10, we get a very precise number. Round to the nearest 1,000, it's a bit simpler. And to the nearest 100,000, it becomes a nice, clean 3,900,000. It's the same rule on the same number, just with different outcomes depending on the job. That's how flexible it is. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the awesome new superpower you've just mastered. This is how you make complicated numbers easy. It all boils down to this. Find your place and look at its neighbor to the right. Remember that rule. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. Then just change everything after your target number to a 0. That's really all there is to it. So now that you've got this new tool in your toolbox, where are you going to use it? I want you to start looking for rounded numbers out in the real world, in the news, on price tags, when people talk about populations. You now have the skill to understand exactly what they mean and how to make any big number make sense for you.